God says, the number on your bank account has been seen by someone you didn't expect. There is a voice in the spiritual realm screaming, check their account, something strange is happening. And now, the one assigned to monitor your blessings has just sent a final warning. It's not just a balance issue. It's about what's being added, what's being drained, and who has been secretly watching it. God says, a financial shift is happening, one that even your enemies cannot block anymore. Someone in authority has seen something they shouldn't have. They're calling a team, and this time it's not just about security, it's about exposure. Your bank account is holding spiritual evidence, and the numbers are not normal anymore. Behind a screen, someone is realizing you were never meant to be poor. They're realizing you were under spiritual attack to keep you from accessing what is yours. Now, that same person is panicking, because your breakthrough is triggering legal activity. Type Amen 333 if you believe this divine alert is about your account. God says, they tried to block it, delay it, manipulate it. But heaven has intervened, and a new audit has just begun in the spirit. That audit is showing funds, transactions, and delays that were never supposed to happen. The angels have marked the moment it started. You were supposed to receive something large, years ago. But it was frozen by someone with power and fear in their heart. Now, God is forcing the truth to come out. A banker who once stayed silent is now overwhelmed with guilt. They've reported something suspicious to the police, because the activity is no longer explainable. This isn't just financial, it's prophetic. God says, you were never broke, you were blocked. The ones who tried to hide your abundance are now under fire. Comment, I'm ready for my release, if you feel this message pulling on your spirit. They used access codes, passwords, and lies. They created loopholes in your name so you'd never notice. But now the evidence is loud, and the investigators are reading every hidden move. God says, your name is written in a divine ledger. It's glowing with codes, blessings, and numbers that were meant to appear before now. You will not go another month in mystery about what was stolen. This alert is shaking boardrooms. Executives who knew about your inheritance are deleting files. They're terrified that your name is about to surface in court-level conversations. An angel has been stationed by your financial future. He is not leaving until your restoration is released. He has seen every denied transaction and every ghosted opportunity. Type Amen 711 if you know heaven is correcting this error on your name. God says, the banker who remained quiet was visited in a dream. That dream kept showing your face, your name, your address, over and over again. They woke up trembling and ran straight to legal authorities. You may not know it yet, but something was flagged this week. Your spiritual bank is making a divine noise, and it's being heard on earth. The sound of justice is louder than silence now. The documents have been pulled. The footage is being reviewed. The lie that blocked you is no longer protected by policy. They're no longer hiding. They're confessing in whispers. They never thought your name would be lifted again. Comment, I'm walking into my overflow, to confirm this financial shift. God says, there is a dollar amount with your name on it that was sent but rerouted. It was supposed to come after you survived that mental storm. But someone close to your bloodline used false agreement to stop it. Now heaven is watching the screen. Every transaction is under divine surveillance. A banker just opened your case and saw more than numbers, they saw prophecy. That's why they called. Not just to report, but to protect. You are about to receive what they tried to erase. It's bigger than you think. They were afraid if you got it, you'd rise too high. They knew you'd remember who you are once the chains were gone. Amen 12:12 if you feel this breakthrough pressing into your timeline. God says, every false report written against you is burning in the spirit. Those files are being removed, one line at a time. Every record of shame, loss, and accusation is being rewritten. A new account is forming. This account is heaven approved, sealed in gold, and protected by light. Your name is being engraved on a spiritual checkbook. The people who once laughed when you were counting coins, they're about to hear your name mentioned in abundance rooms. God says, prepare for unexpected transactions of favor. You will not have to beg, borrow, or apologize for what's yours. The delay wasn't your fault, it was strategic war. Now that war is over. Comment, I receive my freedom from delay, if this word feels like home. The ones who stole, are returning. The one who blocked, is confessing. And the one who prayed for you silently, is rising beside you. God says, there is a surprise check already printed. It's coming through a channel no one expected. It's the kind of release that silences your enemies. A police report is being filed because your name was used in a legal delay. But heaven is turning that report into a recovery process. You will be paid back, not just in cash, but in time, joy, and confidence. The banker's report is just the beginning. Judgment has started on your behalf. Those who touched your money without right are shaking now. Type Amen 999 if you feel God is shifting your entire financial path. God says, the next 7 days will show signs. Signs in conversations, sudden emails, dreams, and inner peace. Your money is coming out of hiding. You won't have to look for it, it will be placed in front of you. Supernaturally. Undeniably. Because what's yours is glowing. What's yours is screaming out to be returned. What's yours is protected by a realm no thief can break into. Comment, I am aligned with God's wealth for me, if you receive this truth. The delay has expired. The spiritual investigation is finished. Your divine bank account is being unlocked as we speak. Let them panic. Let them confess. Let the fire of justice fall on every closed door. God says, they cannot ignore the signs anymore. And you will not have to suffer another cycle of shortage. Your name has been cleared in the spiritual courtroom. Now your blessings are coming like a flood. And the evidence is too loud for anyone to deny. Be ready, because it's already in motion. Type Amen paid in full if you know this message was for you. God says, something strange is happening with your bank account, and it's no longer a technical glitch. The activity surrounding your name has caused alarm in places you never imagined. A banker has raised the red flag, and the police are now watching closely. What was once hidden in silence is now echoing in corridors of financial institutions. This isn't just about missing funds, it's about an entire pattern of manipulation. Someone has been using dark systems to keep your breakthrough delayed. The account meant for your blessing was touched by unauthorized hands. They made transactions behind spiritual curtains, thinking no one would notice. But now the divine audit has begun, and what's been stolen is being exposed. Every attempt to lock your financial
light is
future has
uncovering
failed. Each lie, each block, and each delay that had your name on it. And now, those who tampered with your account are running out of time. Type Amen 333 if you feel this exposure is connected to your situation. God says, they thought no one would ever know what they did. They whispered your name in conference rooms with the intent to bury it. But instead, they triggered an alert that heaven is now responding to. The banker who was once part of the silence can't stay quiet anymore. They've seen something, numbers, patterns, codes, and they can no longer look away. They're involving authorities because what they see is bigger than protocol. There's fear in their voice. Not because of what they did, but because of what's about to come out. They're terrified of what's attached to your name and what that means for them. What was supposed to be a routine review has now become a spiritual investigation. Your file isn't normal. It's glowing with divine signatures and holy transactions. Comment, "It's my time to recover," if this message is waking up your spirit. The system can't hold back what was already anointed. Even when they delayed it, the blessing didn't die, it waited for the right time. That time is now, and they can't undo what heaven is releasing. Behind the scenes, phone calls are being made. Screenshots are being taken. Logs are being examined by divine order. They didn't expect your breakthrough to leave digital footprints. But the evidence is everywhere. And the police are following trails that lead straight to your stolen promise. Your financial name has been dragged through dirt long enough. But now, the hands that pushed you down are being pulled into the light. They are being forced to explain what they did to your future. Type Amen 777 if you believe your name is being restored in secret places. God says, they will not escape accountability. The power they used against you is being reversed. The same tools that delayed your increase will now be used to push it forward. Everything is shifting. Every number tied to your account is under spiritual recalculation. Heaven is multiplying what they tried to subtract. The angels are not just watching, they are recording every confession, every lie, and every stolen opportunity. This isn't a rumor, it's a divine operation. Someone close to your situation thought they had control. But what they didn't know is, God wrote your financial ending before they wrote your delay. They're scared now, because the alarm has gone off and it can't be silenced. Comment, I receive my full compensation, if this word burns with truth. The banker has seen transactions with timestamps that don't make sense. He's seen login attempts from locations far from your home. And he knows someone is manipulating your financial destiny. He tried to ignore it at first. But now the patterns are undeniable. And the fear in his heart pushed him to contact legal help. You don't have to fight this alone anymore. Heaven has already stepped in. This isn't just a financial alert, it's a spiritual warning. God says, they made you feel like it was your fault, like you were careless, unworthy, or forgotten. But now the truth is hitting their desks, and they can't run from what's coming. Type Amen 2024 if you feel restoration pulling into your reality. The person who tampered with your money is someone who knew you'd rise. They knew your success would shake the very foundation they built. So they tried to stop it before it started. But it's too late. The spiritual leak has been found. And every drop of stolen favor is coming back full force. Screens are flashing. Your name is being circled in red. And the sound of recovery is roaring in the spirit realm. This isn't just about money. It's about power. And that power is being returned to the rightful owner, you. Comment, my name is rising in high places, if this connects to your spirit. God says, watch what happens in the next 17 days. The people who thought they could ruin your path will become stepping stones. They tried to lock the vault, but forgot that heaven holds the key. The banker has now become a witness. He may have once been silent, but now he's speaking to protect himself. And every word he says is unlocking something that belongs to you. Police are pulling reports. Footage is being reviewed. Statements are being written with your name attached to justice. The process may seem slow, but the restoration will come fast. One moment it will feel like a normal day. Then suddenly, everything changes with a single call or message. Type Amen 505 if you're ready for sudden justice to invade your life. This isn't just divine protection. It's divine reversal. God is not just stopping the enemy, He's reversing the damage. You will receive updates that make your hands shake. You will hear confirmation that sounds unbelievable. And your account will reflect what your soul has known all along. You were meant for more. You were designed for overflow. And no demon in a suit can erase your destiny. Heaven has overruled every dark system. And the banker's panic is your confirmation. They touched the wrong account. Comment, the war is ending, and I win, if this word feels like your confirmation. The money you didn't get is being replaced by miracles you never imagined. The joy you lost is returning double. And the peace you cried for is now forming in waves around you. God says, you're not just getting paid, you're being positioned. Every blocked blessing is lining up like soldiers in your favor. What they stole will return sevenfold in ways they cannot stop. Let them worry. Let them explain. Let the angels handle what you can't. Because your name has been cleared in heaven's court. And now earth has no choice but to follow the divine verdict. Your financial freedom is no longer pending, it's in progress. Type Amen paid in full forever if this message found your spirit and set it free. God says, a movement has been triggered in your financial realm that no one expected. Your name is on a file that was never supposed to be opened this soon. But heaven moved ahead of the enemy's timeline, and now earth is catching up fast. There has been a shift in your bank account. One that cannot be explained by simple math or error. It carries divine fingerprints and spiritual disruption, too powerful to stay hidden. The banker saw something that made his heart beat faster. Not just unusual, but deeply alarming. So much so, he reached for the phone and called for legal backup. What he saw wasn't fraud. It wasn't a glitch. It was a divine interruption, a spiritual overflow bursting into the system. Type Amen 777 if you know this message is spiritually connected to you. This activity is not just financial, it's prophetic. It's the release of long-blocked blessings rushing through all resistance. And it came through your name like thunder through silence. The bank's database wasn't ready for this shift. It began showing numbers that had no source in their records. Yet everything is accurate on heaven's ledger. They're reviewing your transactions, but they're missing the miracle. It was because it wasn't man-made. The alerts went off louder than before. Security protocols couldn't explain the overflow. So now, the police have been pulled into something much bigger than they realize. Comment, it's divine, not suspicious, if your heart feels the power in this. God says, you were meant to be overlooked, delayed, and denied by those in power. But something changed in the spirit, an override was activated. Now your blessings are coming through systems not prepared for such favor. The banker didn't want to believe it. He tried to downplay it as an error, but the system wouldn't stop flashing. Every time he reset the account, it came back stronger. The cops didn't know what they were walking into. They expected a normal fraud case, but the evidence confuses them. Your account is glowing in ways they can't define. Instead of catching a criminal, they're catching a miracle. Instead of freezing funds, they're witnessing fulfillment. This is heaven taking territory through your financial restoration. Type Amen 333 if this breakthrough is long overdue for you. They thought it was a scam because they didn't recognize God's hand. But this blessing wasn't routed through normal wires. It was released through divine instruction from the throne of glory. Your name was chosen. Your account was the destination. And now the angels are enforcing delivery. The cop reviewing the file had to pause. He saw patterns that looked like secrets revealing themselves. And something in his spirit told him, this is bigger than money. The report is being written, but it won't lead to punishment. It will lead to elevation. Because the activity they're documenting is your long-awaited release. Comment, I'm not in trouble, I'm in transition, if this confirms what you felt lately. Behind the scenes, spiritual files have been unsealed. Documents written years ago with your destiny are now resurfacing. They've been stamped, cleared, and marked urgent. You didn't expect this kind of shift. It came when you least expected it. But heaven decided the wait had gone on long enough. They tried to cover it. They tried to reroute your favor. But now even the earthly systems must bow to divine timing. Nothing can stop it now. The investigation will only prove that what's happening is holy. The confusion will turn into confirmation. Type Amen restored if you believe your turnaround is already happening. God says, let them look. Let them search. Let them run their background checks. They will find nothing illegal, but they will witness the supernatural. They'll see the overflow, but not understand the source. They'll feel the power, but not be able to trace the current. Because this isn't a transaction, it's a transfer. It's a spiritual deposit that's been building in silence. And now it has hit the surface like lightning. Your account has become a vessel for prophetic fulfillment. Each number rising is a symbol of broken curses. Each alert is a notification that heaven has arrived. Comment, I claim my prophetic overflow, if you're receiving this in your spirit. The banker didn't know he'd be used. He didn't know his alarm would activate divine justice. But his hands have triggered something that cannot be undone. The cops have been sent, but not to arrest you. They are unknowingly protecting your transfer. What they think is a crisis is really a covenant being honored. And those who once mocked your situation will now be forced to witness your rise. They'll see your name on documents and screens. And they'll know, this person has divine protection. They'll realize your bank account isn't just numbers, it's a sign. A signal that God is releasing financial miracles in strange places. And your name was first on the list. Type Amen overflowing glory, if your spirit feels fire from this word. They thought the noise meant you were in trouble. But the noise was just heaven announcing your arrival. And now, even the most skeptical are being silenced by what they see. Every limitation has collapsed. Every delay has expired. Every chain that held your provision is shattered. Your balance will rise. Your alerts will change. And your financial name will gain honor in places that once denied you. God says, you will walk into rooms that tried to shut you out. You will be recognized by systems that once labeled you small. Because now, your blessing is too loud to ignore. Comment, I accept my abundance, if you're ready for financial release from the long nights. The prayers you whispered when no one was around. The weight of financial silence that crushed your spirit. But now the sound is changing. Your account is making noise in the spirit. And that sound is pulling angels into motion. The banker may never understand what happened. The police may close the case with no conclusion. But you will know, the miracle touched your name. Type Amen 1212 if you know something has already shifted in your favor. This is just the beginning. The account is the first sign. But what's coming next is the full download of what they tried to block. Inheritance. Unexpected favor. And reconciliation of every lost opportunity. God says, keep watching. Because while they're confused, you'll be confirmed. While they're investigating, you'll be celebrating. Your account is only the beginning of what heaven is about to pour. And no phone call or report can stop what's already in motion. You're not under review, you're under release.